if you do at everyone on Discord, you have to go like, yes, I meant at everyone, not like at an individual, at everyone.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
Cool.
We've got no agenda. We got nothing to talk about. We're just hanging out tonight, just chilling and thrilling everybody as we go. Commercials, I love those for you. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to go in there and actually turn the commercials on. Thanks for reminding me, Denny. You're the man. You are the man. Come on. Hurry up. Load, you freaking thing. Turn on. Thank you. Jamie, what's up? Hector, how are you? Dr. Left Hand Thread is here. We always appreciate it. I was watching him earlier. Suggest everybody go watch him when you get a chance. Hi,
What's
Rob.
up, guys?
So what's new in the world of tactics?
Cut down the whole Bradford pear tree today. It's split in half and did what Bradford pears do best.
Hey, Quint.
Split in half. So we had to get a pole saw and keep it away from the power lines, you know. Eventful. But dude, that dewalt, I think it's a 16. It's a little it's not a flex volt or whatever. It's just straight 20 volt
XR.
Dude. Tree, I don't know. How wide is that?
Hey, Swope.
About that, like that, you know, tree.
Yeah.
Right through, man.
That's good.
My neighbor had his steel, so that was doing work too. But then once he cut because you can't cut that tree down in a bind like that with the battery saw. You know, it's going to stop. It'll still do it, but it's not going to be, the whole way. It's gonna take a little bit, stop, and then you have to restart the saw. Like it's just battery powered. But once we got all the weight off the tree, the stump was sitting there, and I cut off about that much of the stump, which weighed about 50 pounds, and went through it in one swipe. So those battery saws, man, pretty damn legit. And I only used 1 bar of that 8.0 battery, man. The thing is ridiculously efficient. Yeah. That cut down the whole damn tree and everything about it.
I have the Milwaukee chainsaw, the 16-inch. I went out there and I used it with, I want to say I used a forge battery on it. This is probably a 6-amp-hour forge battery. But I cut down a solid oak tree that may have been a little over 40 feet high.
Right.
I was able to cut it down, cut it up, and burn the remnants of the tree with just the one battery.
Yeah,
and just 6-amp-hour.
Crazy efficient. Yeah, they are.
They have as much torque to them as a gas powered saw of similar size.
They don't have agree with that
speed. They don't have the chain speed, but they have as much torque.
Okay. Yeah. But also that torque's related to the speed of it never bogging down. Mm-hmm. So I will say you can bog them down if you want to.
Maybe yours. How old is yours?
You can't bog your Milwaukee down?
No.
I bought it for like $100 on a really good deal 2 years ago.
Hey, Hitman. Apache Helicopter actually showed up. They found out that they're selling gas for at what was it, Dollar General, I think he said.
I didn't know that. $6, and he said, "Sign me up."
I think it was $8. You get like 1/8 for $1. 1/8 of a gallon for $1. Yeah, that works out to $8 a gallon, which to him is probably a nice little cut.
Yeah, they were selling it for $6 a gallon. Everyone was fighting in the street over it.
D-dubs.
It's a joke. They were doing that.
No, I do not play games in the back. I actually have a light that changes colors back there, and it's just for you guys. Other than when I'm going live, I never turn the dang thing on. So
there you go.
See, he said it again. I got the Greenworks 60 volt with a 4 amp hour battery for $65. Tractor Supply. Well, Tractor Supply is getting rid of Greenworks, and Greenworks is going into Walmart, and it's the so it'll be the even the power tools, the regular drill, impact, circ saw, whatever. It
Oh
looks like they're
no!
going to be replacing Hart with Greenworks. So that's
Interesting
some news.
choice.
Yeah. I told the guys like, well, that means I just won't be buying any tools at Walmart. I mean, the 60 volt or the Greenworks OPE is pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say my father-in-law has the Greenworks stuff, and
that's it.
It's pretty darn decent.
Yeah, I've got the 40 volt. Yeah, the 40 volt. What is it? 25 inch hedge trimmer from Greenworks. And I actually had it before my Ridgid, but the Ridgid is more powerful. It's better built, and it came out of the box sharper. Good for you, Christopher. Amber's here. Never fear. Amber's here, and he brought Tool Squatch with him.
I think that is it 60 or 40 volt Greenworks, or do they have both?
Oh my God, they come out with like a new voltage every few days. It seems like they have 20, 32, 36, 40, 42, 48, 56, 60. I want to say they have a 68, a 72, and an 80.
I think the 60. I think my father-in-law has a 60. And it's better than the ryobi stuff. and it should be for the voltage, but it is better than the ryobi stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, which one is Walmart going to stock?
Don't know. I know they're stocking the 60 volt OPE.
Okay, well, that'd be good.
Because we're right there. Still using the flex tools. You should be, Corey. Nothing wrong with using flex. You buy what works for you and then stay with that. Don't let these people convince you that you need to buy a name.
Yeah, flex is my number one choice right now. And dewalt.
Mine's never changed. It's whichever one I want to buy. Hey, nice, Christopher. You have 4 subscribers. I have a few more than that. I don't really know how many I have, but
me either.
I think it's more than 4. Greenworks, politically correct? No, Mark, they're not. They're just a tool company. I think they're based in China, to be honest with you.
Usually.
The Zach React. He's got to be talking to you.
Oh, what's up?
He said, hi, Bob. I know he's not talking to me.
Well, your name's Robert, too.
Yes, but I'm not Bob.
I'm not Bob either, ever.
I guess we're not.
Have you ever been Bob? Has anyone ever called you Bob?
No.
Me either.
My father was Bob.
No one has ever called me Bob. Now I don't want to talk about family, but yeah, we'll just go there. We got a lot of Roberts in the family. We got a lot of Roberts in the family. That's all I'm going to say. So you get different names. I've never been one of those.
Yeah, Bob is just weird. I'm like a full-grown man. I haven't gone by a child's nickname since I was like 6.
If I go bald and just have a beard, I think that would be a candidate for Bob, right? Just keep the whole beard and just be completely bald. That'd be a good.
I mean, you looked up there lately? Your hairline is. Do this. Just pull your hair. I can't do it because my hair is just right there.
Right there.
Okay. Yeah. See,
it's getting there, huh?
It's
It's
getting
getting
there.
there.
Slowly by degrees, you're going bald.
We're working
I
on it.
love my shirt, by the way.
I've been wearing a hat
Laura
for 20
farming with
years.
Skeletor.
Actually, I think I've
Greetings,
always worn a hat. Always.
greetings from America, Multi-Jan. Hey,
I
reviews of
started
the
wearing
knockoff.
hats when I was 10.
I didn't wear hats until I started working. So 14.
No.
Apparently, the reviews of the knockoff Flex batteries won't charge on the honeycomb sticker ones. Not sure Reddit. I just don't know. I don't believe in buying knockoff batteries.
Yeah,
I can show you guys why.
There's a couple of reasons why you should buy a knockoff battery, and that would be if you got a tool for an extremely good price, but usually that line of tools is considerably bad, so you would never want to
Walmart.
buy that bad battery, or
Yeah.
you'd never want to invest fully into that line of tools. So, like for example, if you were to find a Cobalt and you found a router and you were just doing small projects in your garage and you were like, okay, I got the router for $30-$40. I need a knockoff battery. That makes sense to buy the knockoff battery. But a Flex, of all things, is the #1 battery in the tool world. They're better than anything. They have the best battery ever. There's no good excuse to not buy a Flex battery.
Sure.
You should always buy the dedicated real thing when it comes to Milwaukee, Flex, dewalt, Ridgid. There's a bunch of names out there. Yeah. Anything else, buy the
except
knockoff.
for Makita. Makita, you can buy the knockoff because it's the exact same battery.
That's true. You buy the knockoff battery, Makita, no loss.
So yes, Walmart is selling skill. Whoever said that, appreciate you reminding me of that. They're doing it as their kind of harbor garbage, freight garbage thing, where they're doing good, better, best. So good is going to be the hyper tough, and if you've used hyper tough, you know it's anything but good. Skill is going to be kind of that. So if the hyper tough is the warrior line, skill is going to be Bauer, and then Hercules is going to be like Greenworks, good, better, best. Makita never breaks. Garbage tools that aren't used never break. Good to know. Where's the Olight cabinet? He's got all kinds of Olight over there. Line that makes such a good tool or deal. A tool that isn't worth buying the battery.
Come on, why don't we just switch? My camera won't switch. Bro, I pushed it 4 times now. The camera just doesn't want to switch.
Thoughts on tools from Menards? Menards does not get the best of any brand.
Zero-like cabinet.
Except for Master Force. And then Master Force is not great.
My camera won't switch on my phone.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
I don't have an Olight cabinet. I should probably get one, though, because I'm getting quite the collection myself.
Yeah. I used to buy an Olight every year, so since
Skill's comparable to Bauer.
Since 2017, I've bought at least 2 Olights every day or every year. And, you know, then we had to get rid of all that and start again. So the collection's ramping back up, except they're sending me them now, which is pretty cool because I was going to buy the crap anyway. So when they reached out, they're like, hey, how do you feel about talking about Olight on your channel? I was like, dude, sign me up.
Yeah. What was this? When you're running masonry bit and concrete with hammer drill, is it better to go speed 1 or speed 2? I do as much as possible on speed 2.
Speed 2.
That's how kind of I judge a tool, is how much it can do at its highest speed.
Yep.
Don't lean on it either. Just let the damn tool do the work. Scale 12 volt. Is anybody going to be carrying scale 12 volt? Amazon, as far as I know. I don't see it as having a home.
I'll be honest, man. If you buy the Hardy-Backer screws, and you should be buying them, because if not, the concrete's just going to eat your standard screws. You don't even need to really pilot hole.
Okay, rockers.
Hardy-Backer.
Mm-hmm.
And Hardy-Backer is better than Wonderboard. So if you buy like the really crappy stuff, the Wonderboard, you really don't need to pilot hole anything.
True.
Just stay away from the edges. So if you're meeting the seams, in the middle of a stud, you should be able to stagger your screws to where you're not going to blow out the side of that, unless you're trying to like reuse the board, or you're trying to like do a repair and like put the board back up that's existing. You really shouldn't have to pilot hole with an SDS. Now, when you do bulletproof sheetrock, you use a hammer drill to install that, which is pretty cool, because I've done about 6 or 7 police stations and inspected about 3 or 4, and the bulletproof sheetrock is pretty cool. You got to use a hammer drill to pilot hole and get it installed.
I mean, do you guys prefer tap cons or drive pins for securing to concrete?
It depends on the day. For concrete, all day, tap cons. For commercial, tap cons. Anything else? Any brick, anything sketchy, anything that just looks like it's going to be a pain, I'm using drive pins.
We're currently accepting people into the Discord on a trial basis. I'll say that, as we have recently learned by having to boot yet another member out. But what we're doing is we're trying to get 100 tradesmen strong or 100 guys strong in the Discord, so that we can talk about tools and things in an environment away from YouTube where men are allowed to talk like men. And that's completely different than what we can do on YouTube, because YouTube, you have to water down everything to make it sound so nice to people. And, oh, everything's great and wonderful. Well, not everything's great and wonderful. Sometimes a tool is just garbage. And I like to tell people when a tool is garbage.
But you don't like to say the word garbage when it's garbage?
Oh, no, I love to say the words garbage. Like this,
no,
makita
you
is garbage.
You like to use other words. Other words.
At work, I use Milwaukee 12-volt Milwaukee tools. Are you an electrician, HVAC guy? Maybe you're a mechanic. People that use machining, like machine screws all day.
Oh man,
Discord rules are as follows. That's
Milwaukee's been pissing me off lately with their freaking M12s, dude. How many M12s still work in your garage right now?
All of them.
Just curious. All of them work?
Yes.
Dude, I
don't use my M12 tools. I don't use, even if it's a small, easy job or whatever. I never grab them.
So I don't grab them often, right? It's not like to go. The dewalt's my to go, so I wouldn't say I use them often. I use my high output battery just about every day. That's in the car, probably right now. Actually, crap, you just reminded me. I had to take the high output battery out of the car to use it. It's my last freaking battery, dude. I'm down to one 12-volt battery in my whole garage. The 6.0 took a crap through the day. My 2.0 just died yesterday. Every time I go to use an M12 battery, it's not just dead uncharged. It's completely unchargeable.
Sure.
It's starting to drive me crazy.
I'm not a fan of the M12 line at all. Like 12-volt tools don't impress me much. They're limited in what you can do with them, so I kind of just ignore them. And if I'm going out there, how old or what? Anyway.
How old are the batteries? Not old enough.
Yeah, they're still under warranty.
Oh yeah, I could do that. They're 100% under warranty.
So Shaka Gillis is a member of the channel, and we do encourage everyone to become a member. Really shows that you support the channel, whatnot. But he is a member. He's been a member for 32 months, and he says the bear is a fat guy and is full of fecal matter. We endorse this message here, as every word of that is true.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't say fat guy. He said something similar.
Oh.
But we also endorse that message as well.
Close enough, huh?
Yeah. You support, but you can't what? Flex 24. But so if I'm going out, I'll be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, I'm grabbing a compact drill and impact driver over anything else. It is typically going to be Ridgid just because I have the most batteries for Ridgid. It's got the best warranty and they're cheap. Like I can abuse them. $1.99. The bear volunteered to clean up the freak offs with his tongue. I'll finish it for you. Ridgid subcompact. This is my favorite. The drill I use. I use the Ridgid subcompact for every project that I do, and it's the drill. I probably use the drill for 99% of the things that I'm doing. If I have one or two, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. If I have one or two Phillips head screwdrivers to drive, I'll drive those with an impact driver. If it's more than that, I'm grabbing a drill, and I'm just gonna work with the drill because I can do everything with it.
Who is it? What?
It's 5 guys.
Oh.
12 volt have their use, wouldn't replace them with my 18 volt stuff in either one. What do you think of the floating shelves? I thought the floating shelves looked amazing, Squatch. I wish you made a video on it. That would be something good for people to see. And Denny a Fool says he agrees with Apache. Well, we appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you very much. I know the Ridgid subcompact kit for 119 is a ridiculous value. There's no one that comes close to matching that value.
Yeah.
Oh, Creature, if you want to get something from a different brand that's not the Ridgid subcompact, Metabo HPT. That would be the way I would go. Probably the 36 volt stuff. A little heavier, but you're getting a lot of power, and you're getting better build quality than I think anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the 12 volt wall.
Oh, yes. No kids allowed in the Discord. We've got Mitchell in there. Mitchell's fine. He gets grandfathered in, but we don't want any children in the Discord. The language there gets rough because it's tradesmen talking, and children should not be there. Just in general.
Nice. It's classy.
Oh, yeah. Next time, do it. Mitchell, you did nothing. You're fine. You're the perfect kid for the Discord because you're quiet. Understand, Squatch, with your with Rocky, and this is where having Alzheimer's sucks because I can't remember names and stuff. But yeah, I know with your dogs dying, it's rough, dude.
Yep.
Ruby. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, I do have Alzheimer's, so it is difficult for me to remember stuff.
And things, yeah.
Thanks, Rod. So anyway, the Discord, we're trying to get up to 100 members. We're going to be making a strong push for the Discord until we get to 100 members strong, as we want to kind of open it up, and we actually want to get a bunch of creators to come in there. We've got a separate group just for creators, which you guys are supposed to be using to collaborate with one another. You do not need me to tell you to do that. You guys just reach out to one another and start talking. Start sharing ideas with one another so you can get this thing off the ground. Muscle, Nick, I've got to send you a link to that creator group because you're a creator now. So I got to send you a link there.
You should probably send me a link because I think I probably ignored it and then it expired.
It says you're in there, so.
Oh, perfect.
I'm scared to be a content creator. People are not very nice. It's true. Panther,
it's
stuff
true.
and things. Yeah. What my ex-wife has for dinner. Wild Zeus has appeared.
I got hit with the pilot hole the other day. I just asked somebody, "Are you that stupid?" Or I said, "You're not that stupid, are you?" He didn't respond back, so he must not have been that stupid. But yeah, I don't know, man. Some things I just don't have patience for. That's one of them.
Doing that garage, we do not have a gamer chat room in my Discord.
Oh, dude, I fixed the circuit.
Yeah, we've been using Discord just to basically get to know the community a little better, so these guys can get to know me a little better, and I am pretty much a jerk off. Enrique, use this link. The link that I just shared in the comments. That's how you become a member. And I know you've been told twice how to do that. You have the 12-volt DeWalt. If there was one brand, there's two brands of 12-volt tools that I've used and I've regretted even buying. One was the Skill 12-volt. I've found no use for those tools at all. And then the other one is the DeWalt 12-volt. It's not big enough to make it a viable battery platform. You should, Mitchell. As long as you keep it respectful, you're fine. But it's not big enough. They're not powerful enough compared to their Milwaukee counterparts. I mean, the only thing they've got going for them is a small battery, I guess. That's about it.
I don't know. So, Hart left, but Hyper Tough is still at Walmart.
Okia, I have tried the Hyper Trash 1/2-inch impact wrench. I actually needed to buy it on a road trip just to have something, and it smoked the very first time I used it. It was actually faster for me to do it by hand than to use the Hyper Trash.
That's what she said. That's 12-volt, right?
No.
Or was it both?
It was the 18. I tried the 18-volt.
But is there any 12-volt Hyper Tough?
Yes.
Okay. I think we're gonna buy it all.
Yeah.
How much is it? How much is it?
The Hyper. So I think my Hyper Trash 1/2-inch impact wrench was $70, and it came with a 2 amp hour battery. But I went and spent the extra money to get a 6 amp hour battery.
Nice.
And that was $80.
Damn. I might buy 3 or 4 Hyper Trash 12-volt tools and try them out. I'm back to the drawing board on looking for something compact because it's my last Milwaukee battery.
Yeah.
Like I refuse. I'm just not gonna buy any more Milwaukee batteries. They just keep dying. It's pissing me off.
That's up to you.
So,
by the way, there is a whole group of folks on Facebook sharing their flex batteries dying recently videos.
Which ones?
The two the 2 amp hour, which is the stacked lithium, and the 6 oath.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're getting the
Interesting.
two of the lights flash, which means it's not temperature, it's the battery's defective.
Interesting.
They flash on the battery. So there's a whole group on there. Have you guys done much testing for SES hammer drill? Rotary hammers. 2 guys I work with have Hilti ones. Is the Hilti worth it? Hiltis are good. Hiltis are very good.
They'll last forever, but they're not fast.
Get the Bosch.
They're not fast. The Bosch is better, probably. The Hilters will run forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But they're not going to be as fast or as efficient as the Bosch.
Yeah.
To put it into perspective, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you finish.
When Flex first came out with their SDS, my buddy had a TE22, which is the Hilti 22 volt battery with the SDS. And we ran it up against the Flex, but we didn't run it against the Flex SDS. We ran it with the Flex non-rotary. And we did an 1.1/8 bit. And we chucked in an 1.1/8 bit on an SDS Plus size with the freaking hammer drill from Flex, not the rotary. And we ran it up against the Hilti rotary.
Yeah.
And the Flex kicked its ass. And it wasn't even hitting near as hard. You know what I mean? Like, True. It's not fast. But all that to be said, there's 2 things you got to know about the speed of the Flex or the speed of your tool. The harder your hammer hits on your rotary tools, the longer your bits will last, because you can have duller bits because you're compensating with the force. You're almost always going to cut the hole faster when you have more speed when the bit is newer. So if you got a new bit, you're always going to lose versus a faster spinning tool. But when push comes to shove and you are a contractor on the job site and you're running the same bits over and over, you're going to save money with the rotary hammer because you're going to be able to run those dull bits a lot longer. So, but also Hilti's just not in it for the speed. They're in it for the longevity.
SoAlz, give us the nostalgia. Oh, I was going to say Hilti makes the best of nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, it might be
just
true.
Make
Let me think.
They make some of the most pricey tools, but they don't make anything that's the best.
I don't know. In a fleet for 10 years straight, on all the different jobs, and all those things do is get used every day by everybody. And then 10 years later, you see the same damn drill. And it's still doing the same work that it did 10 years ago. Hilti's last and last and last and last, and they still do the same job. So Hilti's great, but it's never going to be the fastest.
So KG wanted to know nostalgia, like what's some of the craziest going into a hardware store, craziest stories. I've been in a hardware store that got robbed. I don't think that's really that crazy.
No, that's pretty crazy. I've been in a lot of hardware stores, never been in one while it's being robbed.
Yeah. If it makes you feel better, I think they got away with like $12.50.
Oh.
It was the little mom and pop. They didn't get much.
It wasn't held up. They just shoplifted. It wasn't like held up.
No. Gun pointed at people. Opened the cash register. They got. It may have been $20 or $25, but it wasn't much. They didn't get a whole lot.
Dang.
Let's see. As a content creator, I've been followed around the store by staff as I'm recording. I've had people follow me around trying to get into shots and stuff. And then I just tell them, I'm like, you're not going to go. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to put you on camera.
Yeah. I
that
haven't
was
had
it.
anything too crazy happen.
We will rename Panther's X to Hilty. If Panther ever goes into the Discord, we'll just rename him Hilty. Are you guys getting an echo?
No.
Okay. I'll just move the mic away. What about the
I can
cheese, bro?
going down.
Like trashy stores that don't exist? I mean, I don't remember any. I don't remember going into any that don't exist anymore. I've gotten some good deals going into stores that are going out of business, but
Most of your stores like
they
that,
don't
like
stand
Circuit
out.
City or Fry's or something like that, your electronics went out. The hardware stores aren't really gonna take a hit like some of these other stores because you still got to go to the store to pick up the lumber. So you're still always going to have foot traffic for the bigger materials,
Yes.
And then you're busy doing the job that day, so you got to get it that day. So you're still always going to have foot traffic in those stores, as long as something's getting built in the area.
Oh,
And
that's so. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh,
No.
I've got 20 different job sites to go to every day, and there's 6 other inspectors just for electrical, and then there's 6
Yes.
mechanical, and then there's six plumbers and mechanical the same, and then there's 6 framers. Okay, so every inspector basically has 20 inspections each every day, all day, never stopping. And that's who pulled a permit. So you got to figure there's like 90% that don't pull a permit. There's like the 10% that do, right? So
Yeah.
there's always something getting built. You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, well, how much is actually getting built in your area? Hundreds of jobs a day.
Damn. Somebody the reminded me of a crazy story because he was sharing how he watched somebody steal at Home Depot once. I was in a Home Depot and I watched people load a whole spool of I think it was 1/0 onto one of those flatbed carts and walk out the door with it. Nobody stopped them.
Nobody ran out with a camera.
Just walked out. The guys just walked out, and the people didn't even know. Like the people up front, and I was like, I'm pointing at. I'm like, that guy just took a whole spool of your wire. And the lady there who had a mustache, that's what I remember about her. I don't remember her name or nothing. She go, happens all the time. Happens all the time. Like, okay then.
That's crazy.
Guys, ever notice how much harder it is drilling through old growth wood in old houses? Yes. It's always knotty and gnarly compared. Yeah. It's actually denser material because in the old days, not like that old, but in the old days, they used to let trees grow to maturity. So they would take denser, and they'd have denser materials. So as the tree grows, the rings would get tighter. Tighter rings mean more solid wood. So they would have much more solid wood than what we're using now. What we're using today in our pine, which is what mostly we get to use, what we carry today is very quick growth pine.
Yeah, super soft.
Yeah, and I grew up dealing with my grandpa always buying Harbor Fraud tools. And the tools were crazy. I really don't think it was a deal. Harbor Freight is some of the worst tools on the market today. I think by and large, some good stuff, but only about 10% of the products in that store are actually worth your money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You're going to work driving cordless saws. Well, Daniel, you learned the lesson the hard way, didn't you? That's got to be Grand Theft High Dollar. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know how much 1/0 was at the time, but it was fun. It was fun. Just put it right on the cart and went right out the door.
I found out how much 600 is now because 600 KC mill. So back whenever we were installing it, it was like $10 to $11 a foot. So I was looking at this guy's scrap pile because he had a bunch of like cutoffs, and I was doing
Yeah.
a inspection for an
Take it
ATS.
easy,
I think it
Nick.
was 2,500 amps, 2,600,
Oh my
2,500
God.
amps. And so the service took all of the wires, and then each generator was paralleled to feed. So there was seven pipes with 4 600s in each pipe.
I'm with you.
They had these cutoffs, and they're only like this long. And I was like, "Oh man, that's a nice lick right there." And I was joking about how much it costs, and he was like, "You're not even close right now. Do you know how much copper is to scrap right now? Have you looked it up?"
No,
Let me look it up so you can be wowed, because I already forgot what the number was.
I'm not on the
But
futures market, so
so copper, whenever I was doing it, was about $3 to $4 at the most when you scrap it.
Jesus.
How much do you think grade A copper is right now to scrap?
12,
I
6.
think it's. Let me
I was
see.
gonna say 12. I can tell you what kind of wood they used 100 years ago. It
The
was
Bear by 470.
pine, southern yellow pine.
$470. Bear Bright.
Hey, there you go. $4.70. You made it sound like it was outrageous now.
You know what? He told me it was a higher number. I hadn't looked it up myself. That's what I get.
Peer pressure. I joined your cult treehouse. Thanks, Panther. I appreciate it. Mitt, you don't want us to rate your painting skills.
Let me see how much it is per foot. Okay, so 600 is now $18.50 to $24 a foot.
Wow.
That's substantial.
I would say.
So maybe that's what they're talking about, because I remember it was like $10 a foot, and now it's like 24. Dude, is wild.
JT, Ridgid sells a caulk gun. You could maybe get that one and like save on tampons next month. I appreciate it, Enrique. Thank you. Oh, did you become a member as well, Enrique? Green. If your name shows up in green, it usually means that you're a member.
You're a member.
That's how we know that.
Tom Jones says
that's...
talks a lot, doesn't think about what he hears. Tom Jones assumes a lot and doesn't verify anything.
That's true. You should have heard us talking about the casting and stamped forge, drop forge, and then actual forge.
Oh, you posted that picture.
Mm-hmm. Stamp forge. But
Stamp
if you call
forge.
it die casting, people get really upset. 1 year since you recommended the compact tool belt setup for me, Melatough still got it. KGI, thanks you.
Yeah, but listening is a skill that you need to work on, Tom, because I said usually I verify everything before saying it out loud. This is probably the one time. But also, it was $24 a foot. So you really weren't listening, because it was still $24 a foot.
That's pretty expensive for copper.
So, yeah, because it was $10. So it was still substantial. That's what they were talking about. But I was thinking it was going to be like $6 to scrap.
You know what's funny? I think back when I started, it was like 3 cents a foot.
For 600 or to scrap? Probably a scrap. What's cool is we actually can ask AI what was the price.
What was the price of copper
what was
in 1988? 1988 when I started. God dang
what was the price of 600 KC mill in 1988? $2.50.
Okay.
It was $2.50. Well, that's not
Maybe,
the scrap. So I'm going to ask about
yeah.
scrapping right now. It's probably 3 cents. So what was the cost to scrap Bear Bright grade A?
I'll ask him, KG. Is it K Gibbs? K Gibbs.
No, what
I'll
was
just
it
say
in
K.
1988?
In 1988, the average price for Bear Bright copper was approximately $1.10.
$1.10. Is that to scrap it or buy
Okay.
it?
You guys are right. I thought it was like 30 cents.
No. Hang on. You got to ask AI 1,000 questions because.
All right, Kenny.
Oh no, it was $1. It was $1.20 apparently.
Okay.
1988.
There you go. I guess I just didn't remember it, right? I was thinking like it was real cheap. I just didn't know. I thought it was 30 cents. It's my fault. I
Might have
admit
been
when I'm
aluminum. They're
wrong.
using a lot of aluminum back then. Could have been aluminum.
Yeah.
Because
I need a new.
if they were using aluminum houses, they were definitely using it on feeders.
Kenny G.
What's up, Kenny?
Why he wants to be known as Kenny G? He does. I don't know. I don't judge these things. Kenny G. Isn't he the guy with the flute, the skin one? Or is that a different person?
The flute one.
Yeah, the skin
Awesome.
one. That's skin
the skin one. Yeah.
Yes. He says, I need a new setup. I need a setup with a single or attachable hammer sheath. You can make one and patent it. You can make one and patent it. I should show him how to dress a nail.
Diamondback has a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else has one that was pretty decent, but I didn't want to keep it because I think the average asshole would just take everything back and keep the hammer sheath instead of just returning the whole setup.
No.
Firm Grip. You saw them at Home Depot now?
Yes.
They've got a hammer sheath. It's not bad.
I don't know.
But you got to buy another belt with it or something.
He says he's a Harbor Freight guy.
It's got like straps on the side so you can get at the cant you want.
Yes.
And that's detachable.
But
I think Diamondback has a better one.
My wife does prefer her purses to have a strap.
Yeah.
Anyone tried the Ridgid ryobi 21-degree framing? Yes. Kind of tired of using dewalt airlines? Yes. Okia.
Yeah, get your Ridgid one.
Okie. Are you from Oklahoma? Okie Adventure. Yeah, get a Ridgid. You're gonna like it. The firm grip framer rig is pretty good. I've never used it.
I think that's what I was talking about. It looks interesting. I don't know if it's good or bad because I bought it for the tool pouch. It was on sale because it was on the whatever end cap, whatever.
Okay.
And it came with all that, but I just didn't like the tool pouch, so I returned the whole thing instead of just stealing half of it.
I can tell you one to avoid, a framing rig to avoid. Actually, tell you two. Bauer one's absolute trash. Just straight up monkey butt.
And then I would imagine.
Milwaukee. The Milwaukee one's also terrible.
It's kind of consistent with Milwaukee, though.
For different reasons, but it doesn't hold well. The Milwaukee one doesn't hold well.
Yeah, after looking at the Gator back and seeing the decline in the quality, it makes me want to try to get my hands on the Milwaukee electrician rig to see if that's gone downhill. It seems like everything's just going downhill, man.
Kenny, get the Bauer one if you want to be laughed at. Get the Bauer one. They will laugh at you. They haven't figured out the higher minimum wage goods, the higher cost of living goes. It just stands to reason. Some diehard Milwaukee DeWalt Bosch guys, so I got got to show them what's up. Good for you. I mean, the jokes kind of write themselves if you show up with Mellow Tough and Bauer. I'm due for an upgrade.
Mellow Tough's been doing pretty good in the last 2 years for some of their stuff.
Occidental framing rig's pretty good.
Yeah.
The one I wanted to try is that who's that Indian guy that made the leather stuff? Yes, that looked really good to me.
Yeah, the Fessa stuff is super high quality. There's a thumbnail on my channel. I'm wearing a whole rig with a hard hat, long sleeve shirt with the Fessa.
I have it.
If you guys want to know about the Fessa.
What's the matter? You can't get a Craftsman hat and tape? Actually, the Craftsman tape measures are pretty decent.
It's one tape measure I don't think I've ever bought. Are they green? They're green, aren't they? They are green.
Yeah.
Yes, I have used a Craftsman.
I like those. I like them a lot. Hard to miss that green, though. Really hard.
No.
You're going to show how defective your tools are? What? Oh, I wish Milwaukee would up their pipe threading game. Ridgid has this lockdown for they just came out with a new pipe threader. Was earlier this year, Milwaukee did.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not going to find a better threader than Ridgid, so they've been doing it. I don't even know how long by now. Home Depot has them hats now and then. You don't want to have a ryobi hat. I don't care how manly you are. If you show up with a ryobi hat, someone's gotta beat you up just for the fun of it.
Someone's got to beat you up. It's a rule.
I think it is. It's one of those unwritten. They're like, you get called into HR. Why'd you beat him up? He had a ryobi hat. And then the ladies in the HR are kind of like, well, that's a valid reason, actually.
Yeah, it's like, and you let him get away.
You kind of brought it on yourself, didn't you? Then they fire that guy.
Then they fire that guy.
Yeah, the homeless don't even wear ryobi hats. What about a Hercules? Hercules you might be able to get away with. But you know they're going to be like, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. They're going to do that to you.
There's a contractor the other day I was doing an inspection for. He was wearing a Harbor Freight hat. Harbor Freight has hats now.
I know I got one. I got one just to make fun of it. Mo Ron now wears a Harbor Freight hat.
Look, the Harbor Freight hats look pretty good. I haven't tried one on.
Take it easy, furries.
But if I can find a hat for under $20 that fits good, I'm gonna buy it. I bought 6 of the Milwaukee ones at Home Depot when they were $20, and I've gone through them all. So now I need to go buy more hats.
Apache's leaving. Well, we appreciate you being here. Harbor Freight hats are great for demo work. It really lets the foreman know who's on crack and who isn't.
Here's a crack.
I don't know about the whole Milwaukee hat. Are you Milwaukee? Because if you are, actually, I will say I have a couple of Milwaukee hats. They're only okay. They're nothing to write.
You know, I actually like them because they've got, well, they are comfortable, but they've also got another pattern. It's not just gray. It's a pattern inside of the gray.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good looking hat.
All I know is when you start sweating in them, it goes all the way to the bill right away. Like dripping off the end of the bill right away.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Hasn't been hot enough here to sweat yet.
Oh, well, it was 95 here yesterday, and I was riding a bike in it.
Nice.
Flex gear. You, Nanny, and everyone else have a great weekend coming up. And remember, if you pull the bear's hair, well, he's second, he don't care. I don't want to know how you know. There's an image I don't want.
Too late.
Yeah. I have a DeWalt camo hat. That's awesome.
I know.
Don't like them anymore.
I know. Yeah. I had one. I had two.
Sorry. Got the Milwaukee hat for a penny. Good for you.
Hey, that's
Wish
pretty
Harbor
good.
Freight had some cordless nailers that were worth a hoot. If you find a Harbor Freight power tool that's worth a hoot, please let us know. After 5 years of searching, I still haven't really found the Hercules hammer drill and impact driver were okay when they first came out. Now
Just about gave up, huh?
Yeah, they've actually just been terrible here lately. I'm just saying. It's just one of those things. The Flex nailer deals in November. Oh, that was epic. You're telling the truth there. They were pretty good.
Yeah, I wish I had bought a framing nailer, even though I really don't need one.
I'm happy with the Milwaukee. I've got the 30-degree Milwaukee.
I'm like,
happy with it.
Every time I use it, I just wonder how many more nail shots it has, because I've never had good luck with Milwaukee nailers, and I keep buying them. It's kind of like you get in your car. Let's say you got a hybrid or something, or you've got like a delicate turboed car, like my Mustang, and you get in it, and every time you drive it, you're like, I wonder if this thing's going to last another 50 miles or so. It's kind of like that whenever I have that Milwaukee. It's like every time I finish using it, I'm like, man, I hope I get to use this next time I pick it up.
No. I'll say this: that I would use the Milwaukee nailers before I would use DeWalt nailers for sure, like 100%. I actually
feel
think
like
they're as good, maybe even a little bit better than the Metabo stuff. But
see, there's no doubt they're good, but are they going to last? Like, can you service the Milwaukee nailers? Because I don't feel like you can.
No, you can't get spare parts for them. No.
Yeah, you can for the DeWalt though, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can, but how many people out there are actually doing that?
Well, yeah. I don't know. If I thought that I could and I knew that that's what I was going to do, I'd probably just go buy some spare parts and have them before I need them. I did that with my Hilti. I had a Hilti DX351, which is a powder actuated nailer. So it uses the 22 shots. And it came with the mag to self-feed all the nails, and then it came with a separate head that goes inside of the strut channel. And it's narrowed down purposely. And there's a piston on the back of that it's like a cup shape like this. And when that explosion goes off, it sends that piston and rams it into the nail head. And the piston's a huge wear and tear item. And there's springs, and there's a bunch of wearable items on that. And whenever Hilti was still they still had brick and mortar stores, I walked into Hilti and I picked up a couple of different pistons for it and a whole bunch of different parts. Just had it ready to go for whenever it would fail.
Is that the Milwaukee nailer I told you about? I did it was the last penny deal I did, or one of the last penny deals I did was on a 30-degree Milwaukee framing nailer. Obviously, it was for a penny. I got so many people
crying,
really just absolutely gobsmacked that I bothered to show a penny deal that they couldn't get. And that's why, there's so much crying when I was doing the penny deal videos. There was so much crying that I could not just continue doing it because it was just too much. People are like, "Where are you? There's not a penny in my store." Well, you're sitting on your butt on your couch at home, and you're not in the store. You're not actively looking. But I'm going in there and I'm looking for these deals, and I'm notifying people. But it just got to be so many people crying about it. I couldn't do it. I understand, Dan. Metabo makes a great nailer. Don't get me wrong, but I've used the Metabo 30 degree, and I've used the Milwaukee 30 degree. They're comparable to one another. And if I had to say which one I think might be a little bit better,
The
I'd
Milwaukee.
actually say Milwaukee.
The Milwaukee. It's a good nailer. I just worry about when it's going to break, because my first experience, I bought a 16 gauge.
Sorry.
I bought a 16 gauge straight nailer back in 2000 and
Which is weird because you're an
15.
electrician. There's nothing straight about an electrician.
It's true. So I bought this thing in 2015, and as soon as I got it open, I set it on the patio, and I walked inside to go grab a battery, and I come back, and my daughter had poured a bucket of water on the nailer. I just pulled it out of the box, poured a bucket of water right on the nailer, and it killed it so fast. Like, just, I mean, it was completely dead. It didn't even like try to work a little bit. It was just completely, absolutely dead. And I was like, wow, these things are not durable at all. You know, I've dropped makitas in streams of water where you're not supposed to do this, but I didn't know, because it was like one of my first jobs as an electrician whenever I was 17 years old. You're not allowed to actually mount lights to vegetation. You can't actually mount trees in lights.
No, Tom.
So this guy was climbing this tree, and we were mounting this light to this tree. And there was like a moat that went around this tree. So it was like an island around this big rich guy's house, right off his patio. And then he had this big old tree in the middle, and there's like an island. And then he had water going around, making like a moat around this tree. So we were putting lights in this tree. And I tell Ramon, I said, "Hey, Ramon, use my Makita because it's got the good belt hook." And this is like the first impact that ever had a belt hook, because DeWalt didn't even have belt hooks back then. So Makita came out with the lithium ion with the belt hook, and he was going to have to climb the tree. So I was like, and he had the spikes, the spurs. And I was like, no, man, use this belt hook. I was like, well, look how good it is. That's jumping up and down. And, I was always a tool guy, always a tool guy. So I let him borrow the Makita. And he starts going up this tree, dude, and it comes unlatched from his belt. And it hits every freaking branch all the way down, and it lands in that damn stream. And I thought, oh, it's dead for sure. And that was the white one, because it came out with the white before the green, if you recall. And
was that first
in that stainless
brushless?
steel, in that stainless steel box that looked like stainless steel, just whatever. Anyway, his brother picks it up and pulls the trigger, dude, and that thing worked. And I was like, oh, damn, it's probably indestructible. And then they were all asking about it, and they really wanted it. And I was like, well, you dropped it in the water. I'll sell it to you. And as far as I know, it still lasted. I don't know if he took it apart and dried it off, but I figured the second that it hit the water, it was dead. So when my daughter poured a bucket of water on this nailer, I was like, it's probably still going to work. It just needs to be taken apart, dude. It died instantly.
What nailer was that?
The 16 gauge straight.
Yeah, but who from?
Milwaukee.
Oh,
yeah.
That's odd, because I left my 30 degree framer probably the first or second day that I got it outside in a rainstorm.
Oh, it sucks.
Works. Still works.
That is,
like brand new.
Never took it apart. They might be coating their boards now, but this was 2015, so this was one key had just come out, and they had just come out with the nailers.
That's good. I do not put my nailers in liquid. You shouldn't.
It's a good idea.
You shouldn't. I'll tell you this: the dewalt ones will not work when it's real cold outside.
Oh,
They don't. They do not like the cold at all.
well, what
Not a
about if
bit.
using a different battery? Is it the battery or is it the tool?
I think it's the tool because I don't know that the battery will matter as
Interesting.
much. Man,
So we
quit
had
sharing.
that.
You're starting to hurt my eyes with your pictures on the Discord, sir.
Hey, so my garage at the last house was 14-foot ceilings.
Yes.
And whenever I was building that wall, because the garage is 30 foot, so I didn't need 30 feet. I only needed like 20. So I built another room behind that, if you recall, and we had that whole back area. So when I was building that wall, it was easier to build it kind of in place than it was to try to stand up a whole wall because the lights. I couldn't just swing it straight up because there's lights and all that stuff in the way. So I did the bottom plate. I shot lasers. I was doing the top plate. And tomorrow, to just attack the header up there, I was using the 15 gauge nailer. And I was on a ladder and I could barely reach. So I was just reaching out like this and I was just tacking with the 15 gauge because it holds the studs. Sure. And the freaking safety mechanism, the detent that you got to push the pressure back before you can pull the trigger, that just broke the F off of my Milwaukee one day.
I think we've noticed a pattern.
Yeah.
There is a reason why we call you user error.
Well, it is. So the framer that trained me or taught me, he didn't train me because I was never a framer, but the guy that showed me, I mean, sometimes when you're framing, man, you're not gentle on that detent. It has spikes for a reason. Yeah. Especially the framers. So sometimes you got to jam that in there to stop from falling or whatever you're doing. So those buttons, if you will, should stand up to a level of abuse. Sure. Where they should never actually bottom out. They should have more room to travel, but the sensor detects that it's fully depressed. But on the Milwaukee, you can bottom them out. So therefore, they're slamming in metal on metal.
Yeah. I understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
But you have to remember when I started framing, we used a hammer.
Yeah, hammer.
An actual hammer. not a nail gun. We had a hammer. And we used the hammer for 12 to 16 hours a day.
So until I moved out here in Bermuda, we use halide block and concrete and cement. There are no studs.
Right.
There are no nails. By code, if you want to put a wall in between in your exterior, I don't even know if you can.
Oh, JT. Did you did they find the people that robbed you and did you thank them?
Every box is 3/4 to an inch off, like 20 feet.
He said the electricians spent 30 days doing one room and they had to move all of the boxes because they were all wrong.
That sounds... Yeah, what's up?
Can you put an outlet in a bedroom closet?
Hey. Ooh.
Bermuda does not have codes.
Oh, you showed off your daughter's picture.
Dang.
I didn't. Oh, do you want to see my self-portrait?
By the way, that's the after effects of 5 guys playing soggy bread. Is that what your face looks like?
Yeah, that's my face.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like
I'm waiting to see how many people figured out that the soggy bread part of that.
Don't Google it. Don't search it, guys. Don't search it.
Remember, the code is for minimal standards. It's not for what you can do. It's just the minimum of what they're looking for.
It's true.
See, they
Five
all
guys, one
know.
cup.
They all know. It's just, you know,
That's pretty good, dude.
you know how normally you get the chocolate ice cream.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Always
if
get
you're an
vanilla.
elect chicken, you get the vanilla version.
Yeah.
If you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
This one's
Like,
strawberry. What a strawberry.
that's bloody. That means one
Mm,
of the guys was not ready.
dang. Not ready.
They went in dry.
Salt and vanilla. It's not a
A
bad
lot
idea.
of good information. Thanks doing that garage. Yeah, I saw you join. 5 ginger. Oh my god. Well,
Salt and vanilla. Yeah.
He's got a ginger in his community. I got rid of mine.
Who's the ginger?
Cringer.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Told you. Uh, who still, after, I don't even know, it was 7, 8, 9 months, however long it's been, still cannot take responsibility for what he did. So I'm definitely better off without it. Salad was tossed before the dressing was put on. Oh my God. That's a disturbing image. All right, guys, we're done.
That's disgusting.
We're done. We're done. We're done. On that happy note, we have these 24-inch by 52-foot LVL beams that we have
It's
to
big beam.
finish around the car siding. There was a wire running all over it also. Oh, Jesus. Electricians are probably the worst group of people to work with if you're in new construction because they just do not care.
It's true.
They're just like, I want to put it here, so this is what I'm going to do.
That's why.
And,
That's why your trades have to pass before you can get your framing inspection.
that's
get
why
your electrical, your plumbing, your mechanical. Then you can schedule your framing inspection.
that's why most of your really good framers are going around and spray painting on the floor where the electrician is supposed to put stuff.
Nice.
I'm about to buy a set of Snap-on 3/8 sockets. Any thoughts? I hope it comes with a side of lube.
Yeah. If you're a mechanic. Yep. Cool.
All right, guys.
If you're not a mechanic, I don't know if I would. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Even if I were a mechanic, I probably wouldn't. Look, you can get SATA, you can get even Gear Wrench, Tecton, SK, Icon, Milwaukee, Husky, Pittsburgh even. Now, the Pittsburgh and the Husky aren't comparable in quality to the terms of Snap-on, but all the rest of them are. So just remember that and save yourself the money. So instead of paying, I think a set of 3/8 right now is like 180. I want to say minimum 180, probably more than that.
I think
This doesn't make sense.
I think the truck appeal is there, man. Just walk in and trade your stuff out. But yeah, only if you're a mechanic and you got a Snap-on truck that's showing up often.
I thought their claims process was pretty easy. Snap a picture, send it to them. They'll send you a new one within 24 hours. Pretty easy. All right, guys. With that, we're done. We're out of here. So if you don't know, if you're new here, we end this every single Sunday the exact same way. And my favorite one is for all you Makita guys out there, don't forget, blow them like you know them. And for the rest of you, manscape like you landscape. If you trim your bush, your deck will always look big. And who doesn't want a big deck? We're out of here, guys. We'll see you next Sunday at 7.
See you.